Hey, it's Nzinga, and today we're going to be making homemade clay. You'll need the following ingredients: 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of salt, and 1.5 cups of water. Add your flour to a mixing bowl, followed by the salt. Mix the salt and flour together until you cannot tell the difference between the salt and the flour. It's one unified mixture. Then from there, start to add the water into the flour. It's going to take a little time to get everything mixed in. This is a great activity for your children to help them build up their fine motor skills. So you're going to have them work it and work it and work it to strengthen their fingers. If the mixture is sticking to your hands, that means that it's not ready. Keep mixing it. And if after some time it still feels too sticky, then what you'll want to do is add a little bit more flour. How you know you're done is that the bowl feels clean. Your hands are no longer sticky. So as you see here, you have one big piece of clay. Add the clay on top of parchment paper or an area that is clean. You may want to dust the area with flour just so that the clay doesn't stick on the surface. And then you can do so many things with this clay. With your rolling pin, you might want to also add flour to it. So here, you can roll out the clay and use a variety of cookie cutters or shapes that you may have at home to cut out different shapes. You can also start to make a pot. So you'll take a piece of clay and you'll start to make coils. Again, this is another activity that's really good for our younger children who are trying to understand how to use their hands in a more refined way. So you'll roll out the clay and then start to make coils with it. As you're making the coil pot, you want to have some water nearby so that you can make the new attachment stick. So you add water and it also helps you to smooth out the surface. And then you'll just take that and put it to the side. You may want to pinch it a little bit so that you make sure everything's connected. Another pot that you can make is the infamous pinch pot. So again, you're going to have your child make a ball. They can do it with the table or with their hands, and then stick their thumb down the middle and start to pinch away until they get a pot. I often suggest that parents demo this first and then, or do it alongside with their child so there's enough clay where you can do it at the same time. And again, our goal is not to focus on a perfect end product, but the process is so important for our children. We're going to pinch, 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 pinch until you get the shape you want. Another thing that you can do with a pinch pot is after you've pinched it into the shape that you want, if you have any texture plates, you can add texture to the outside of your bowls or even on your flat cookie cutter pieces. So you'll add the texture all the way around. After your child's gotten pretty confident with the round pinch bowl, you can play with them making different shapes. Place it in the oven and bake for an hour at 350 degrees. And then your pieces are ready to be baked. Then your pieces are ready to be painted. You can use tempera paint. This is a great time for you to play around with color mixing. I suggest when you first begin, maybe using one color or two. And as your child becomes more confident with the process, then you can add more colors to it. You want to have several layers, especially with us using tempera paint that tends to be a little bit more translucent. And again, the reason why we're using tempera paint is because it's washable. You don't have to worry about your child ruining their clothes or the workspace. Let it dry, and afterwards you can seal it with a sealant of your choice. I like Mod Podge. And that's it.